Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining me for the Bright Lights vlog hop where we're using Lawn Fawn String of Lights. I cut combinations of the dies, making a frame. I embossed the frame and I attached window sheets. I embossed a few times, and then I have this really nice thin double-sided foam which I placed on the inside of one of these little images, and I spooned in some micro beads and attached the top layer. I did it again, the exact same thing with a smaller image, and this time I used really fine beads. The tops were cut from white cardstock, and a silver Pentel pen was used. Various dies and greenery and shrubbery was cut out in addition to the lights, and I assembled that onto a card front. I used the matching Copic colors as close as I could to the embossing patterns. You can use any kind of greenery that you have at home. Just because it might not look like mine, it really doesn't matter. You just kind of layer it up. Enamel dots were used in this one, and in the next one I did something else. This nice little frame is by Spellbinders. The candy cane stripe is on both sides of that top mat. This is diamond dust, and it's really nice effect. It twinkles. So that's the card, the exterior of the card, and then I reserved two stripes of paper and I attached them to the inside, attached the panel, stamped with a jet black ink on the inside of the card, and that's finished. And then I had greenery left over, so I thought that I would make a tag. I really liked the paper, but I had really liked it because I used it all, and so I thought that I would get out a stencil and use some distressed inks and some distressed oxide to try to mimic the pattern in the paper. And that's a Kaisercraft stencil, and it's really a nice one. Cleans up really easily. So it's walnut in both distress and oxide, and then we have vintage photo and antique linen. The antique linen covers the whole tag, and I spritz it a few times, drying it and reapplying the antique linen. The walnut stain in the ink goes around the perimeter each time it's sprayed. Makes a nice effect. And when that's really dry, I attach a stencil with some Ranger texture paste that happens to be opaque matte. Pull it towards you, and then you'll have nice texture. And then one is immediately after I remove that stencil, I applied that glitter dust. And then when that was dry, I layered greenery, just as I had with the card. I tied on a smaller light this time, the green with the micro beads, and I used a different kind of ribbon. This really twinkles. It doesn't really show up so great. I don't know why, because it's blinding. It's so twinkly with the diamond dust on it, but not overly so. It's just a really nice effect, I think, in my humble opinion. So this one, I took the Copic markers and I went over clear embellishments, and that looks really nice along with the diamond dust. You just apply glossy accents kind of haphazardly onto the greenery, and then shake that on, and what stays is going to be there for good. And it seems to grow when you put it back in the container. So thank you for joining me for this hop. If you go to my website and leave a comment, you get a chance to win. All the information is over on my website at warnerstudio.com. Thank you so much for joining me, and I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day. Bye-bye.